Hi, so today I'm going to talk about some tactics analysis. I'm just going to say before I start that I'm not an expert on tactics, like at talking about them or implementing them. So I might make mistakes, but I think only like a few people watch these, so it doesn't really matter, I'm figuring. So the tactic that I'm going to talk about today is a set defensive play that a lot of you probably will have heard of, called the Baylor zone. But if you haven't, I've drawn a little diagram just here. The orange dot is the quaffle carrier of the opposing team. The blue dot with the arrows is the point chaser, and the beater behind them is the beater that will stick on the quaffle carrier. And then there is one very defensive beater that stays in front of or behind the hoops, but generally quite central. And the keeper and the two remaining chasers, which tend to stay on the hoops rather than marking specific players, although they might leave them to maybe pick up a ball or intercept a nearby shot. And this is generally something which is implemented quite successfully by certain teams, namely Baylor. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of the Baylor zone. The pros are that it is low energy in comparison to marking really fast chasers who are constantly getting in space, and which means it would be good for tournaments where conserving energy is really important. And it also is less physical than other alternatives, so it's good if maybe your players aren't as accomplished in tackling at the moment. It also could instantly shut down their attack if the point chaser and the beater that sticks on the point chaser succeed in shutting it down instantly. The cons are, as with all set plays, if one person doesn't realise what they're doing or chooses to do something else or just basically like goes rogue, then there is the risk that the play will just fall apart. So it does rely on everyone knowing exactly what they're doing. And it also, I guess it requires a little bit of time to get into position, because if one of your chasers is over the other side of the hoops, they aren't going to be in position in time necessarily to perform a set play. Also, the lack of marking means that the opposing team could really make use of their passing game, and that could be where it falls apart. And also just the fact that if bludger control is lost during the play, during the other team's attack, then it could be a lot harder to pull off. I just realised when I was explaining the Baylor zone, I didn't mention that once the point chaser is beat, they will run back to the hoops and they will trade places as they're running with one of the quaffle players that are on the hoops. So there is always someone point chasing on the quaffle, which is very important for this play. I hope you liked my analysis of it. I would just say as a final thing that overall it probably only works for certain teams and probably only works against certain teams, but it definitely wouldn't hurt to try in a few trainings if you want to do something different. And but obviously there are always going to be alternatives. Maybe if the team has a weak passing game, it would be better to mark to exploit that, and other circumstances like this. I hope you liked my very amateur tactics video. Thank you for watching. Bye!